If you stood on the surface of a neutron star for just 1 second, you wouldn't just be standing on another world. You would be standing on a nightmare where the laws of physics have collapsed into madness. In that single second, your body would be flattened into a layer of plasma thinner than a human hair, and your perception of time would warp so violently that the rest of the universe would age years before you could even blink. Welcome to Deep Science Explained. We often talk about the extremes of the universe, the heat of the sun, the void of a black hole. But there is a middle ground that is perhaps even more terrifying: the neutron star. This is a city-sized corpse of a dead sun, packed so tightly that a single teaspoon of its matter would weigh as much as Mount Everest. By the end of this video, you will understand the absolute limits of matter and time. We are going to explore the spaghettification of your atoms, the crushing reality of gravity 200 billion times stronger than Earth's, and the time dilation effect that turns a single second into a cosmic odyssey. This isn't just a what-if scenario. It is a journey into the heart of deep science that challenges everything you think you know about your own reality. If you could survive that 1 second, you would return to a world that has moved on without you. This is the physics explained that nobody tells you about. The point where the universe stops being a place and starts being a machine for crushing existence. Here's where it gets even stranger. Before you even touch the surface, the gravity of a neutron star would begin its work. On Earth, if you drop a ball, it falls at 9.8 meters per second squared. On a neutron star, you are accelerating at 200 billion times that. You don't fall to the surface. You are obliterated toward it at a significant fraction of the speed of light. But here is the part that breaks your brain. Because the gravity is so intense, the tidal forces are catastrophic. The pull on your feet is significantly stronger than the pull on your head, even if you're only 6 feet tall. This creates spaghettification. Your body is stretched into a thin string of atoms before you even make contact.
But this is the part nobody tells you. The surface of a neutron star is the smoothest thing in the universe. Because the gravity is so strong, it crushes mountains. The highest mountain on a neutron star is barely 5 millimeters tall.
You are landing on a sphere of hyper-compressed matter that is perfectly, terrifyingly smooth. If this is true, then your 1 second isn't spent standing. It's spent being integrated into the most dense material in the cosmos. But here's where it gets crazy. Let's assume, through some mind-bending science, you were made of indestructible material. What are you actually standing on? You aren't standing on rock or gas. You are standing on nuclear pasta. Beneath the surface, the pressure is so high that nuclei are crushed together into strange shapes that physicists call gnocchi, spaghetti, and lasagna. This is the strongest material in the universe, 10 billion times stronger than steel. 1 teaspoon of this stuff weighs 1 billion tons. Imagine holding a small sugar cube, but that cube has the mass of the entire human race. That is the density of your new home. If you were there for just 1 second, the magnetic field alone, which is 1 trillion times stronger than Earth's, would dissolve your chemical bonds. Your atoms would be stretched into needles. You are no longer you. You are a collection of polarized subatomic particles. This is science, explained at the edge of the impossible. But this is where everything breaks. This is the part that gives you goosebumps. According to Einstein's general relativity, gravity warps the fabric of space-time. The stronger the gravity, the slower time flows. If you lived on a neutron star for 1 second of your time, the rest of the universe would experience time much faster. Because you are sitting in a massive gravitational well, your 1 second could be equivalent to 1.2 or 1.3 seconds on Earth. That doesn't sound like much, does it?
but that's just for a standard neutron star.
If you move toward a more extreme version, or a black hole, that second could stretch into years. What would it mean if you could look up and watch the stars dance and die in the time it takes you to take a single breath?
How would your world change if you realized that time isn't a constant, but a variable controlled by the ground beneath your feet? You are effectively a time traveler, frozen in a moment while the universe screams past you. Here's where it gets even weirder.
If you looked at the horizon of a neutron star, you wouldn't see a curve dropping away from you. Because the gravity is so strong, it actually bends light. You would be able to see the back of your own head.
The gravity pulls the light rays around the circumference of the star, meaning the horizon actually appears to curve upward. You would feel like you were standing at the bottom of a bowl, looking at the entire surface of the star at once. This is the cosmic mystery of gravitational lensing at its most personal. You are trapped in a hall of mirrors created by mass alone. If you were there for 1 second, your brain would be flooded with visual information that defies Euclidean geometry. You are seeing the universe in a way no human was ever meant to.
But what happens when the second is over? If we teleported you back to Earth instantly, the deep science says the nightmare isn't over. You would be bringing back matter from the star's surface. Because that matter is no longer under the crushing pressure of the star, it would undergo explosive decompression.
It would expand instantly with the force of 1,000,000 nuclear bombs. Your 1 second of curiosity would result in the total destruction of your city, and perhaps your planet. This is the part nobody tells you. The universe has locked these environments away for a reason. Matter that belongs in a neutron star cannot exist in our world. To visit is to transform. To return is to destroy. This is the ultimate physics explained. The universe is a series of different rooms, and the doors between them are guarded by the laws of thermodynamics. So, here is the reveal. The mystery we started with, the idea of surviving a second on a neutron star, teaches us the most profound truth of our existence.
We think of ourselves as solid, permanent beings, but Deep Science Explained reveals that you are actually a fragile biological software running on very specific hardware: Earth's gravity, Earth's temperature, and Earth's pressure.
Change those parameters by even a fraction, and the software crashes. This gives us a goosebumps moment of cosmic perspective. We feel so significant, yet our entire biology is a Goldilocks accident. We are the only part of the universe that can look at a neutron star and understand it, even though that star is a place where we can never truly be. You aren't small because the universe is big. You are amazing because you are a collection of atoms that has figured out how to measure the very things that would crush you. Every breath you take in the comfortable 1G of Earth is a miracle of balance. The fact that the imagine a second on a neutron star is the only reason you are more than just nuclear pasta. A second on a neutron star is a death sentence, but it's also a window into the true machinery of reality. It reminds us that our normal is just one tiny, quiet corner of a very violent cosmos. And if you think a neutron star is extreme, wait until you see what happens when 2 of them collide and create a kilonova, forging all the gold in your jewelry in a single blinding flash. Tell me in the comments, which part of this video broke your brain the most?
Was it the idea of seeing the back of your own head, or the nuclear pasta under your feet? I read every comment. Make sure to subscribe to Deep Science Explained to keep exploring the edges of what's possible. The universe is heavy. Let's keep lifting the veil.